I've got no pants on. Never do a pod in the pants.
Welcome to Nerdschatting, movie, TV, comic chat. Thanks for tuning in.
This is the greatest show. Taking over you. Oh, this is the greatest show.
Welcome everybody to the Nerdschatting podcast. My name is Nate, and with me today are my two very sweary friends, Ben and JB. How you doing, guys?
Hi.
Hello, Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, all listeners.
Happy New Year.
It's only the 10th of January. We took our time getting our first podcast out, but here we are.
Yes.
And so we're mixing it up from our new podcast style to go a little bit old podcast style.
Yes.
But also still a little bit new. And we're changing it because we normally do a podcast called the Nerdies Awards around about Oscar season.
Yeah, you've
But
messed the whole
I've
thing
really
up, haven't
mixed
you?
it all up.
Is it because of the globes? The Golden Globe? Golden Globes.
Golden
The
Globe.
Golden Globes.
You are so
What on
Devonian.
earth is the Golden Globe?
So Golden Globes happened, and we wanted to do a review of 2018. We wanted to do a look back, kind of ease ourselves into the podcast world, because we haven't done a podcast in a little while. And I just thought if we talk about things that we know and have been quite recent, that would be nice. So I'll combine the two together. So we're going to do our awards season now. So we're going to do the Nerdies Awards 2019.
Everyone's talking about it.
And I tell you what, I am so proud that we've stuck with the grammatically incorrect title for those as well. Nerdies Awards 2019.
Is it not IES?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it
that's
should
right,
be
yeah.
Nerdy Awards, right?
Oh, right, okay.
Because that's how it should be. But Nerdies Awards.
But we are idiots, and it's all. This is the third year I think we've done the Nerdies Awards.
Do you know you were involved in Nerdies last year? You
I
were?
I can't remember what happened
Your
yesterday.
your name was on the menu.
Really?
You've been doing this long enough that we're now doing 2 rounds of
Oh,
Nerdies
wow.
Awards with JB.
I need to
Feel
tap-
proud, JB.
I think I need to tap out. I don't know anything else.
So before that, we'll do. We're going to do old school nerd scene.
Nerd scene.
Hey!
So this is.
Insert nerd scene theme here.
I've already done it.
Oh,
All right, it's
okay.
done. That's
Oh,
right.
oh.
So this.
Cut this bit.
No.
Okay.
So for anyone that's new to the podcast, or really for any of our old listeners who might want to hear me describe it again,
Oh God.
nerd scene is this section of the show where we talk about stuff that we've kind of watched or read or seen, and it's a play on that word of seen. Because it's actually spelt nerd, S-C-E-N-E, which is a sort of a section of a show or a movie or, you know, like a play, scene, you know? So it's a play on the words of what you've watched and films and TV. Do you see what I've done there? I've combined things that we like and the things that we talk about and what we're talking about.
You are history's greatest monster.
I don't know if anyone's getting it. I don't know. I think next week I'll have to do another explanation.
My
Just-
resolution, one
Yeah.
of my resolutions to understand this better.
But you're not getting it, are you? I have to try and explain it every time.
Yeah. You need to, maybe pictures next time.
Yeah, okay. I'll definitely do pictures in this
Pictionary.
audio format.
Yeah, well, you just don't talk and I might get it.
Okay, cool. So we'll talk about stuff that we've been watching and reading. I'm going to dive in first, if that's all right with you guys.
Yes, I think that
Please,
feels
get in.
correct. Yes.
I'm going to go backwards on my list.
Oh,
Are
okay.
you?
All right. Yeah.
So I started reading The Handmaid's Tale.
Sure. Right. Yeah.
Have
Never
you,
read.
do you heard of it? You know what it is?
I've heard of it. I'm aware there's
TV.
also a TV show as
So
well.
there is a TV show. It was a book by Margaret Atwood first, and it's very Orwellian, 1984-esque. The concept is that the United States has been taken over by a very
Alt-right Christian government.
exactly
movement
that. Yes,
sort of
exactly
thing.
right. And it's about one of the personas that is taken on by a person in that world, or not taken, forced upon them, the handmaid, and how they're living. And I've only just started it, and let me tell you, it is super, super bleak, and I love it.
It's super bleak and you love it.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. I mean, that just goes to tell anyone who's not listened to this podcast before what kind of person Nathan is, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Full named me then. You really
No,
got
I did,
angry.
yeah, I did.
I've used the full.
I like
Yeah.
using his full name sometimes, don't you? Nathan, Nate Dog, and no, it doesn't matter.
No,
Sorry.
yeah, it's fine. So so it's really good.
How far into the book are you, and how thick is the book? How many pages?
It's not very thick, and I'm not very far in.
Right, but you already are
Yeah,
aware
yeah.
that it's super bleak.
Yeah, it's loving
So
it.
it sets
Great.
its stall out
yes.
very early doors.
Oh yes, indeed.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good.
Page Turner?
Yeah.
Good.
I'm enjoying it.
Page Turner, Nathan Turner. Like what he did there.
You've just full named him.
Oh,
Do you know what they used to say at school when they wanted to like be funny and take the mick at me? Nathan Turner, Bunsen burner. There you go. Hold on
Wow.
to that one.
Nah, the one is
No,
crap.
yeah.
Sorry.
never use it again.
Very, very young.
Yeah, of
obviously.
course.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
fine. Yeah.
I've also started rewatching Battlestar Galactica.
Oh yeah, I didn't like that.
Oh, hang on. Oh my god. He's actually walked out. He's actually walked out. Do you not like it?
No, I didn't get into it. I should probably rewatch it because I think I probably would like it.
So are we talking about the remade one? Or
Yeah, the
old,
2004.
old one?
The mid noughties
Yeah,
one,
yeah,
with
Did-
Lady Starbuck and
Yeah.
stuff.
I
Bad CGI.
I didn't see all of it, but I liked the bits that I watched.
Bad CGI is not in place. There's loads of good CGI.
oh, okay, fine. Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
watch the mini-series to begin with that sets up the story, or did you just?
Yeah,
jump
like the
into season
2-hour
one?
movie thing, whatever
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
Yeah, I watched that. Yeah. I thought it was all right. I like the premise.
Not one single one of our listeners likes you right now.
It's fine, but what everyone is aware of is that I'm an idiot,
Yeah.
and I'm allowed to like what I like, and I'm allowed to not like what I like to not
What's
like.
not like? What's not to like? It's
I just thought-
Tell me
sci-fi.
more. Why do you like it so much?
Because it's high drama, sci-fi, with tons of robots and questions about what it means to be human, what it means to have a soul, and there's a ton of sex in it.
wow.
You need to know what it means to be human and what it is to have a soul, because you have neither of those things.
Because I am a robot.
That's
I'm basically
exactly correct.
a soul.
Thank
wow.
you. I've
Yeah.
nailed it. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
You said that
2019, 10th of January, I've nailed it.
Yeah.
Done.
I should probably give it another go. I probably should.
How many?
But,
How many talking about?
So there's the mini-series to begin with, which is, I think it's 2.5, 3 hours, something like that, which when it was aired as like...
over 3 nights
Yeah,
or
yeah,
over
something
3
like that.
weeks.
And then
or
there
something.
are, I think, 5 seasons.
5 seasons of.
It varies, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
is it like over 100 episodes easily?
Then didn't it finish
Yeah.
with a film, and then it had a prequel series which only did 1 season, wasn't very well.
Well,
wasn't very well.
no, it had some TV movies that came afterwards which aren't important. You can watch them to get more pleasure, more BSG love.
Okay.
And then, yes, there was a Caprica prequel.
Okay.
I honestly going to just say that I thought he got his letters round the wrong way. I thought it meant to have BFG.
Yeah, I had to reread it twice actually. Yeah, good. I mean, listen. Anyone who's raging at their podcast device right now, sorry, my mistake. I don't mean to upset you, but I did watch it. I did give it a go. I did the intro thing. I thought, yeah, okay, this is fine. And then I thought the first proper episode just didn't have the same wow factor for me.
Oh, really?
And I just thought it was all just a bit plodding and boring and not very
The
engaging.
baddies Cylon?
Yes, Silence,
Have
yeah.
they got a human form? Is that
Yes, they
right?
have, yes.
Yeah, there's blonde lady in it?
Trisha Heffler, yes.
Yeah.
Number
Okay.
6.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm saying, I remember this.
Yeah.
Move on,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
Sure,
it's
yeah,
an
yeah.
old show, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying rewatching it.
It's
yeah,
not bad.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it there.
I also saw Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Best Spider-Man film?
It's one of the best films I've seen in a long time. It's absolutely brilliant.
There we
There is not a lot better than it of late,
In your opinion?
in my opinion.
Yeah, good.
Stunning, visually stunning in an audio aspect, stunning in plot, great characters.
Prowler's pretty scary, isn't he?
Yeah, done really well.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed that they made Prowler quite such a presence,
Yeah,
considering that he's a bit of a B character.
yeah.
But yeah,
Um,
great. Miles Morales, I love that character, and the fact that he got his own movie and he did it well. They did it well.
Yeah,
Love it.
yeah.
Really happy.
Although, obviously, that means that Sony actually owned the rights to
Miles.
Miles Morales when we thought it was a Disney MCU property, so we were obviously incorrect there.
No, I think that didn't happen. I think we're always correct, actually.
Sure.
So
fine.
whatever was said was not right.
Yeah, I still didn't like the Kingpin in it. I mean, I liked his character. I thought he was an engaging villain. I didn't like, and he had a backstory which was heartbreaking.
Well, he had the best bad guy story that you can have. I'm not saying all bad guy stories should be the same, but the thread of his story was good because you can empathise with him.
But he looked like 2 American-sized fridge freezers strapped together underneath a black coat with a very teeny tiny bald head on the top.
I didn't mind it.
And that was ridiculous. I mean, I've seen Kingpin drawn big before, but that was ridiculous.
But the whole film had very stylistic choices.
Yes,
it was
it did, yeah.
very intensely stylistic, and it worked for me.
Okay, yeah.
And it wasn't jarring for me that there were different stylistic choices throughout it. You know, with Spider-Ham and Spider-Man Noir and
those two, by the way, were great. They were great. They were really, really good. I said you'd like it, didn't I?
Spider-Gwen, or Spider-Woman as she is in the movie,
Yeah.
is just absolutely incredible.
She
I
is.
love that she rocked up and saved the day in the middle of the movie in the
Brilliant.
the forest.
#spoilers for
Oh,
Nerdies.
you'd
Watched it.
know that. It was in the trailer.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
Was it?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
kind
she's
of. Kind of.
she's super
Brilliant.
badass.
Yeah,
She is
fantastic.
great, yeah. She's voiced by Haley Steinfeld.
Just anyone that can't be in the room with us right now, you should know that James is mouthing how much he loves me.
I hate you.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, what's this other thing you watched about Queen Anne?
Yeah, a film called The Favourite, which is absolutely brilliant also.
It's getting an awful lot of buzz for awards right now.
Old what's-her-face is in it, isn't it?
Olivia Colman.
Olivia
She
Colman.
seems to be smashing it out of the park recently,
Emma,
isn't she?
yeah, she is. Emma Stone's in it, and Rachel Weisz is in it. And Nicholas Hoult, and you wouldn't even know he was in it.
Is he a like a wearing one of those wigs and coifed and
Yes.
pampered and powdered and all sorts?
The point of that, what I mean by that, is that the men are completely secondary in this movie. It's all about these three women who are commanding and just lead the show in every way.
So it's Queen Anne, Olivia Colman.
Yeah.
It's her friend, I
Yeah.
say in air quotes,
Yeah.
Rachel Weisz, and then it's their maid who is
Yeah, it's there are more layers to it than that, but yes,
Okay.
and it's about
Emma Stone.
it's about in the court of Queen Anne and who is the lead advisors and how that comes about and the tricks that people play. What's really great about it is that it's an incredibly awkward watch. You watch it and it's really uncomfortable, and that is to its merit.
Okay.
And it has this theme that runs in the background whenever something is about to happen.
No spoilers.
No, I'm not spoiling.
Please
but
don't.
I'm not going to spoil it, but it has a theme that reminded me of Jaws. And it starts, and it's like this weird... It's like someone scraping a violin. And I think that's what it is. And it's like this... And then it builds and builds and builds. And
What
it
a
gets...
great violin noise as
Thank
well.
you. I know, my TIE Fighter has stepped up, hasn't it? It really has.
Nah,
It's
it's
terrible.
terrible.
I must admit, I've seen a trailer for this, and the bit that sticks in my head is when Olivia Colman's talking to, I guess, a servant, and she's like, "Look at me, and he looks at, "Don't look at me, close your eyes."
It's really good. It's really good.
What was this that?
Olivia
that-
Colman is
and
a national treasure, man.
that
She
works
really is.
even more in the scene because it's about control, and she's the queen, but she's just been sort of put down by someone, or has she? And then she's trying to then take control of an underling. It's just it's great, and I
It's
hear
going to
that-
clean up at the Oscars, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I think
and
so.
all the
And
award
I think
shows.
the because it's quite a simple story.
Okay.
It's just these three women and how they interact and how they intertwine.
Cool.
Yeah, really, really worth watching. Really,
Good.
really very good. So
Good.
that's the last of what I've been
Watching and reading
watching
and doing
reading.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it, JP.
Okay, so I over the Christmas period watched The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Ah, yes. Leonardo DiCaprio fights a bear.
Wow, the bear mauls Leonardo DiCaprio. He survives, thank God. I mean, God, how did he survive? He got ripped to bits, but it's okay. He learned from that. He managed to recover, and then he rode a horse off of a cliff. The horse died, but don't worry, there's a tree, and he survived that as well.
Yeah.
Then he cut the horse open, got inside the horse.
Yes.
It was a bit of a cold evening.
Luke Skywalker style.
Yeah.
And don't
Oh,
forget the
yeah.
icy water that he floats away in as
Oh
well.
yeah, because I mean that's not going to just like,
Hypothermia instantly.
insulate.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, I say all that. I did enjoy it, but it was a little bit. The bear survival is just about like okay, I can kind of just about believe that, but then everything else that goes on. But the bear scene was fantastically shot.
Yeah.
It looks
real,
really,
doesn't it? Yeah.
It looks really good, and you hear the bear cubs, and you know he's there, and then he kind of looks around, and then this bear just comes at you with
Yeah.
a bit of speed.
Hits him hard as well, doesn't
Boom,
it?
man
Yeah.
goes down. Man, he was down badly.
I'm really glad that you said what you have, because you've just almost exactly articulated how I felt about the movie. Like the bear scene, wow. The rest of it, like, come on.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful looking film. The story is a little bit beyond believable. Although apparently it is based on a true story.
Supposedly.
Yeah, well,
but,
loosely on a novel as well. Oh,
But, so I'm hitting everyone. I'm hitting the table. I'm hitting cables. I'm sorry.
Gesticulating. too much.
I've also watched The Greatest Showman,
Ah, yes.
which I thought was awesome.
Great soundtrack.
Absolutely love it.
I like The Greatest Showman. Yeah,
Yeah.
kids
Really,
love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Not all kids.
Sorry, my kids
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And yeah, it was fantastic.
Your child does not enjoy it at
It's
all.
a bit weird.
Yeah.
Don't really get it. I'm also watching Les Miserables.
Oh.
Yeah.
I really want to see that. I'm really keen.
So
It's a non-singy one, I think, isn't it?
It is a non-singy one. So I haven't seen the film or
The play
or
or
anything.
read any books.
Not a bad cast in it. Olivia Colman's in it. Dominic West is in it.
Yeah.
Lily Collins plays Fontaine. Yeah.
Fontaine.
Yeah,
You fancy Fontaine a little bit.
She's hot. She's hot. She's Phil Collins' daughter.
Phil Collins' daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. That was EastEnders.
That was EastEnders.
I got my drum beat mixed up.
You're going to do In the Air Tonight.
Yes, I was. How does that go then?
Which
Yes.
sounds just like EastEnders,
Yeah,
but yeah, it's fine.
thank you. Anyway, so I didn't know the story, and it's pretty savage.
Yeah,
it's a
it's
great
quite,
story.
It's quite a
it's
bleak
a really,
watch.
really, really good story. So I'm up to date with that.
Good.
And I've also, because lots of people have recommended Luther. Now, I haven't seen any of Luther. I
Okay.
don't know why I haven't seen any of Luther, because I watched the first episode of the first season last night, and I'm absolutely hooked. I'm ready to go. I reckon I could do 3 in a night, but the wife likes it. I don't think she's got that sort of stamina.
Right. Again, I'm really glad you're saying that because I haven't seen it, and I would take your recommendation on that very strongly. Yeah,
It's just amazing.
I haven't seen any Luther.
So you wouldn't take my recommendation on it,
Oh
though?
God, no.
My mother humper.
Yeah.
I've seen all of Luther,
Yes.
including the new series that was on at New Year, and it's good. Idris Elba is fantastic.
Is that what made him? Was he
No,
already?
he
was he already good before?
He was in
that?
The Wire.
He was Stringer Bell in The Wire the first
Of
time I
course
saw
he
him,
was,
and he was
but-
immense.
Yeah, he was
in that.
very good in
Yeah.
that. But what about anything else?
I guess Luther made him in this country, but then he was in.
Been in some films, like he was in a Guy Ritchie film, Rock and Roller.
He's in the
That's awful,
Dark
though,
Tower.
isn't
Was he in the Dark Tower?
No, Rock and Roller's all right. Yes, he was. That was more recent though. That was like 2017
Yeah, or never.
or whenever.
It got 1 week release or
Anyway,
something.
awesome. Yeah,
Yes.
I'll probably be going home, having some tea, putting the children to bed. Boom, straight on it.
I think
Nice.
there's only like 5 seasons, and each season is, I think, at the most maybe 5
6.
episodes long or 6 episodes long.
I mean,
so-
I'm just the first one was just so well shot. I like the characters. Yeah,
Oh, there's a door making noise around us.
wow. So I fixed the door.
Yeah, we're back. James fixed it by
Yeah.
opening it.
Just looking at it,
Yeah,
and it got scared.
mind powers. You are Professor Xavier.
No, I'm going to be a Jedi, thanks.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Ben.
Ben, what have you seen?
So I watched the latest season of Luther, and what I'll say is it's, was it 4 episodes? I think this season was 4 episodes, and the first one is terrifying.
Oh, can I put my hand up? Because I have seen the trailer for that, and there's a lady, woman, girl, whatever,
Sure.
sat on a bus, and then this bad person
Yeah.
sits up behind. He's got like lights around his head.
Yes, that's a
I'm
plot
feeling
device. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm feeling nervous, scaring a bit about it.
So the
Anyway.
LED lights around the person's hood are so that CCTV cameras can't pick up their face, which is very clever.
It is.
But there's like 2 plots driving through this season. There's that plot, the killer plot,
Yeah.
and there's a plot which deals with Luther's past a little bit.
Oh, so I'll be catching up on that soon.
Yeah, and I did not care for the secondary plot, which sort of turned into the primary plot. I cared more about the serial killer aspect.
Plot.
Yeah, but anyway, it was fine. It started out really good. It was a bit shaky in the middle, and the ending's very strong, very
Wow.
strong.
Wow.
Yeah, I've got no idea where it's going to go from here.
Is there going to be another one? I thought there was.
We'll see.
Okay.
Went to see Wreck-It Ralph 2 with the kids. Ralph Breaks the Internet. That was fine. I liked what they did when Ralph and Vanellope went into the internet. It was very cool. Like everyone, like real people are online, and real people are represented online by like Nintendo Wii Mii's. Do you remember Nintendo Wii? You create your own little Mii version.
I will tell you exactly that I have unwrapped my Nintendo Wii from storage and had a game of Wii bowling only 3 nights ago.
I bet the kids loved it.
They absolutely do love it. I'm too competitive with them.
You're too competitive with it.
You've got to smash them to bits. So
Yeah.
Wii bowling, they've got to learn to lose.
The eldest was like, I got a spare, and I went down, strike, boom! How do you like those apples? I really said those words.
Yeah. I want to report back next week because I want to say James and I are playing squash against each other tomorrow. It's going to end badly.
Well, I feel it's a little bit like Luke fighting Darth Vader.
So you're Luke and Nate is Darth Vader in this house.
He's
okay.
halfway through the game, he's going to be like, so you have a sister? Actually, I don't. You do.
I have a sister, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe you're Darth Vader and I'm Luke.
Yeah, but I'm going to win, so then Dark Side wins. It doesn't really...
And you're my father?
Oh my god, this got out of hand real quick. Ben?
Anyway, Ben, what else have you seen?
I've completely forgot what we were talking about. Wreck-It Ralph 2. I'm not entirely sure what the message of the film was. So it was fine. Yeah, it was fine.
Was it better than the first?
No. But it's fine. It's fine. Kids loved it. It's visually stimulating. There you go.
Okay. Did the kids like it better than the first?
I don't think they can remember the first. They saw it a little while ago.
Okay, fair enough.
Anyway, I also watched something called The Dead Room, which was on BBC 4, if you can believe that, on Christmas Eve.
I never did.
I know. I only watched it.
About?
I only watched it on my lunch break yesterday. I was working from home. It's a 30-minute BBC 4 programme. It's done by Mark Gatiss, who's written for Doctor Who.
Oh, he was in The Favourite.
There you go. And he's also in the League of Gentlemen, the scary sort of dark comedy BBC show.
He's in Sherlock as well, isn't he?
Yes, he is. He plays Mycroft.
Yeah, Mycroft.
Yeah. And it's about a guy who's been doing a horror radio show for like 40 years, and they go back to their old studio where they had to work, and some ghosty stuff happens, and I can't really go into it because if you could probably watch it on the iPlayer, and if I go into it, I'll spoil it. But suffice to say, if you like some of the episodes of Doctor Who that Mark Gatiss wrote, you will more than likely like this show.
So you recommend it?
Yes.
There's just looking up. There's 13 days left to watch it on the iPlayer.
Oh,
there you go.
Just off the top.
So 13 days from the 10th of January. That's right now. Okay, thank you, JB.
23rd of January.
Sure. Yes.
Oh, well,
but I'm just saying what today's date is.
I know. I was just helping the listeners. They didn't have to do the maths.
Okay. Thank you.
Like the smack on your face. You're so much. Oh, I don't think I've ever seen you.
Don't smile like that. That looks evil.
I
Like
didn't
a
realise
joke.
you had teeth missing.
You
will do if you continue like that. Oh, yeah.
I set him up and you knocked him down.
Well, here we go.
Yeah.
Me too. I watched the Doctor Who New Year's Day special, which a lot of people have said they didn't like, but I actually really enjoyed it.
This season is getting a lot of very gentle noise. Like
it is.
It's getting like, oh, it's fine.
But it's also losing viewers, I've heard.
I'm not entirely sure. I've not looked into it. But what I can say is that for the most part, the season that I've just seen of Doctor Who was... it had some good episodes, but the majority were very... That's the end? It ended there? Really? Okay, I'm not quite entirely sure what the resolution to that entire story was, but okay, fine. But this episode was really good, and it had a Dalek in it.
The message seems to be
nice.
that like all the characters are really solid, really well acted. Like, everyone really likes everyone in it. Just the plots are just meh.
Well, there's some concern from me, particularly, and a couple of people I've spoken to about the most recent season and the episode on New Year's Day, that there's a little bit too much focus on secondary characters, like the Doctor's companions, and what they're going through, which is nothing to do with the actual story as the show. So we've got a potential upcoming episode where we sort of talk about Doctor Who, and you sort of called it as like secondary characters as the lead.
Yeah.
And that is absolutely true 99% of the time. But it's the most powerful when the secondary character is as the lead interacting with the main plot of the story.
Yeah.
When the secondary character as the lead is off on their own plot, which is nothing to do with the main plot of the story, it becomes a little bit, what is going on here? Right. And Chibnall's been doing way too much of that in this season. He's the new showrunner.
Is there is it possible that that's because there's so many secondary characters in this?
This is what I was
Possibly.
You guys,
Yeah.
you're thinking like, I think when you get that, if you have too many companions,
Yeah.
or just you lose the plot to speak, don't
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
Of in essence, it's about the Doctor, and that's why I'm watching it.
Yeah, sort of. But it's about the Doctor and his companion at that time and what they bring out of the Doctor.
But it's just too many of them.
I also suspect that maybe Chris Chibnall is playing the long game, and that is he's making us care about these secondary characters to do something truly awful to them when it comes back for the second season of this new Doctor, which will be in 2020.
Really?
Yeah, they're taking a whole year out,
Well, they
which is
probably need
weird.
I think that's a poor choice. I think that's,
Me too,
I
but
think-
that's what
Do you
they're
think
doing.
they might chuck in a summer special or something like that?
They've
An
said
autumnal special?
They've said no. They'll
Autumnal.
probably be back for a Christmas or New Year's special next year or this year. But other than that, that's all we've got.
Okay.
That's all we've got for a whole year.
Fair enough.
We'll see. We'll see. The writing needs work. Definitely, I will
Right.
say that because it's gone off the boil, which is a shame.
We've talked before about shows having too many episodes in it, and
Yes.
and sort of stringing things out over 22
Fillers.
Filler episodes.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it. How many are in? How many was in this Doctor Who? Doctor Who?
Doctor Who.
Yes, sorry about Doctor Who. I visit him every now and
Yeah.
again. Doctor Who.
There were 10 episodes this season, 11 with the New Year's special.
Okay.
And the thing is that's another thing. Actually, I should say there wasn't really an throughout the season underlying arc that always went through with New Who since he came back. Pretty much all the way through.
Golden thread, isn't it?
Yeah, something would happen in the first, so that they did something where there was a villain in the first episode who came back in the last episode, but there was no smattering of that villain or that plot point or that threat throughout the season, where
Wasn't
they've
there was
always
a-
done that before.
With Rose, there was like a wolf thing or something, wasn't there?
Bad Wolf.
Bad Wolf. Yeah.
And then there was Torchwood in season 2. Sorry, I say season 2.
I really
Season
like
2
Torchwood,
of
by
New
the way,
Who.
just to let you know, really love Torchwood.
Oh no, so I beg your pardon. It was it was Bad Wolf in season 1 with Eccleston, and it was Torchwood in season 2, and the Torchwood Institute and all that sort of thing. And what is all that about? And then there was something else in You Are Not Alone in
Right.
season 3. Yeah,
He knows
it's
them all.
interesting. Yeah, and then from there it gets a bit muddy in my brain. But yeah, there's all sorts. There's all sorts, and this season hasn't had that. It's a bit of a shame.
Okay.
Bit of a shame.
I got one more thing I just remembered that I want to throw in here before we move on to the nerdies.
No, I disagree.
Oh.
Go on.
Go on,
Then.
chuck it in there. See what you got.
I started reading some comics.
Hey,
Yeah,
he's
got back into
back.
comics. So I went to the comic book store with Ben on Wednesday this week and picked
Isn't
up.
it a nice store? Isn't
It's
it a
lovely,
nice
yeah, it's
store?
lovely.
Question: is the comic store owner like the comic store guy in The Simpsons?
No.
No,
Oh.
nothing like that at all.
No.
Okay, fine.
No.
And that is a.
Am I stereotyping someone?
You are. Yeah,
I
you're.
just asked a question. I wasn't
You're
stereotyping.
bringing
I
up.
just wanted
You're
to
bringing
know.
up stereotypes, James,
No.
and I'm not having that. I'm not
Okay,
having it.
fine.
mate.
Should I talk about some comics?
No.
No.
Oh.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. So I bought 2 comics. I've only read one of them, but the 2 number 1s that came out this week. I bought Captain Marvel number 1, which I haven't read, which looks great. I haven't got around to it yet, but it's a new. What are you doing?
I'm moving. I'm trying to stretch my leg out because my leg's hurting. Leave me alone. Keep
You
going.
told me the reason why I've got this one.
Yeah,
You told me.
we have one microphone stand that wobbles a little bit, and I said I'm going to give it to JB because
'Cause
you won't touch it as much as
I
Ben
don't
does.
fiddle with things as much as Ben.
Anyway, you were reading a number 1.
Yeah, so Captain Marvel number 1, it's a new volume, but it's continuing the story from the previous volume. Sorry, it's got plot threads continuing. So in the blurb at the beginning, it's like, it's been a bad year for Carol, blah, blah, blah. And there's this, but I started reading it, and there's this lovely splash page at the beginning where it's got 9 panels, and it's kind of just shows Carol Danvers through the comic history,
Right.
what she's been, the different
I am listening, keep
roles
going.
she's played. So that I'm looking forward to reading that. It looks really good. But I also got Young Justice, which is Brian Michael Bendis' new title, which is, if anyone doesn't know, it's basically the Justice League, but teenagers, but not actual. It's not like Superman as a teenager. There's a Superboy, Connor Kent.
Wow.
And I read that, and my review of it would be that it was.
Unbelievable.
This is an unprofessional podcast, but it's right. It's the first one of the year. It was beautiful to look at. I sent you guys a couple of images, didn't I?
Yes, you did. Very handsome Superboy.
Yep. He's got a
Ruggedly
little,
handsome.
little stubble on his chin, but it was very Brian Michael Bendis, very.
And you didn't like that in the DC comic, do you?
I don't mind it, but the bad guys were like these big, like bold warriors that come from space and that come from the sky, and that's why the Young Justice have to team up, and they're kind of like in big suits of armor, but they were quipping to each other, and like one was like talked over the other one, and they were like, "Oh, can you not tread on my line, please?" It's like it's a bit much. I want my big, loud bad guys to be
big and loud,
yeah,
but not quipping.
Thor-esque is what I want them to be.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You want an Asgardian bad guy like Thor, who's a good guy.
I want
in
Shakespearean dialogue from my villains, and quips
I'm
from
with you.
Impulse.
So it doesn't seem like you had a great time with this.
No, I
comic book
did.
then.
I really enjoyed it.
Are you going to read issue 2?
I am going to read issue 2.
Okay.
Almost certainly just for the artwork, which is stunning.
Who's on the artwork? Is it Patrick Gleason?
It is Patrick Gleason, who I loved in
Rebirth Superman.
Yes, I did, and you didn't like it.
No, I didn't. I stopped reading it because it was too much.
It's so pretty. Tim Drake's in it, my favourite Robin.
The best Robin?
The best Robin.
Is he Robin or is he Red Robin?
He's Robin. Thank God for that.
What's going on there?
He's Robin now. He's not Red Robin, which is so good.
All right, fine.
And they even throw it away with there's Ginny Hex, who's basically like Jonah Hex, but a young girl.
Right.
She's just turned up to Metropolis, and Robin's there, and she goes, "Oh my God, you're Robin," and he goes, "Well, one of them." Which I quite like. That's kind of a throwaway line, but it then tells you, well, yes, he is Robin, not Red Robin. So.
I like Damian Wayne Robin. Do you know why?
Why?
Because he gives zero fucks.
Yeah, he does.
He just doesn't care.
Yeah.
And I love that about him. It's great.
Whereas I like Tim Drake because he's like the best detective ever.
Apart from Batman.
No, he's better than Batman.
No,
I'm
he's
sorry.
not. No,
he's
no
a
one's
better
better than Batman.
strategist than Batman.
No one is a better detective or strategist than Batman. How dare you?
Even Bruce will tell you that Tim is better.
He'll say he's a good man, and that's about it.
Guaranteed. So I'm done. You are fiddling so much today.
Doing it to annoy you, and I don't even care.
I hate fiddlers.
Okay, so shall we talk about the Nerdies Awards?
Yeah. Should we? Let's do a nerdies theme.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yes, let's do that.
Nerdies. I'll do it. What did you just do?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, hang on.
Nothing.
What's
Nothing.
going on? So there are 5 categories in the Nerdies Awards.
Tell me, Nate, what are they?
The first category is biggest surprise of the year.
Okay.
Right, okay.
The second category is biggest disappointment of the year.
And when you say the year, you mean 2018.
I do, but these are the 2019 awards.
Sure, that's right. That's how it works.
My favourite thing about this is that it's grammatically incorrect and it's very confusing about what date and time it was all from.
But with Ben's help, I think you clarified everything.
Thank you.
Third category is the best thing.
Okay.
The fourth category is the worst thing.
Yeah.
And the fifth category is
right. You know
I've got to read the whole thing out.
Right.
Fifth category is the main award, best actor or actress or director or writer or movie or comic or TV show or scene or page or TV show runner or comic book writer / artist that achieved work that was critically... You're shaking your heads.
I'm shaking my head because you've got to do it in one breath.
Oh, I breathed, sorry. That was achieved work that was critically and financially fine, therefore deserving of this award in our eyes. Basically, just something good we liked.
Yeah.
So let's start from the beginning.
Let's do this.
Biggest surprise. We've each got one down here, / each got many down here, and we're going to have to come to a consensus, I think.
Are we going to come to a consensus or just...
Well, I think you set the precedent of putting down like 3 options. So I felt like I had to put at least a minimum of 2.
Brilliant.
So I can just choose one.
Okay, so my this is how I reason this out. You guys can tell me how you reason this out. It's something that caught me off guard. I either didn't know it was coming or didn't think it was going to be good.
Yes.
That's how I see this big surprise.
Yes.
So I've got 3 things down here. I think I'm going to take Annihilation off because I think I knew it was going to be good. I think as soon as I saw the trailer, I thought...
You didn't like it, did you? I remember this.
No.
Go ahead, go on. This is your best
Well,
thing.
no, it's just that as soon as I saw the trailer, I thought I was going to love it, and then I did love it. But the reason I put it on there was because it was kind of quick. Do you remember? It was like, oh, and this is coming out soon. Then it's out.
# Netflix.
Yeah, exactly. I think I might stick with Final Space.
Ooh,
for this
I
one.
was going to put a bet on Lost in Space.
Lost in Space was great, but again...
You loved it.
But I did think I'd love it as well. So actually,
Oh,
it's not
you
right
did,
for me.
yeah.
And I thought I'd love Altered Carbon as well. I think Final Space is my biggest surprise award for 2018 in the Nerdies Awards 2019 because I thought it was going to be daft and stupid, and it was daft and stupid with an incredibly huge heart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Massive, huge beating heart.
Yeah.
So you caught up with this, didn't you? You watched.
But yeah, I've watched Final Space. It's amazing. Yeah, really, really good.
Really
Yeah.
great. Really,
Very
really,
teary at the end, actually.
Yeah, really great
I
TV.
don't like Terry's.
I know. On a bloody Netflix cartoon as well.
Yeah.
Come on.
Steve Hastwaite watched, didn't he? And he said the same thing, I think.
I
he
think
got
so,
really
yeah.
into it.
He's
yeah.
a big man. How does he cry?
Oh, can
Probably
you
like
imagine him
everyone
weeping?
else.
He probably cries.
I imagine if he weeps that like he needs a hug and he just sort of like towers over you and just hugs you so you can't move
Yeah.
because he's one of those gigantic muscly men, isn't he?
Yes.
I can't comment on that.
Okay, who's going next?
Ben,
So I put down 3 things because that was the precedent that was set, as you said, JP.
right?
So
There are no rules.
my biggest surprise
I
of
am the
2019 was I finally picked up Volume 1 of Descender,
Yeah.
and I thought, I'm not going to like this. I don't like the look of the artwork. It's sci-fi, so I don't read an awful lot of sci-fi comics. I'll give it a go. It blew my mind how good it was. And I've read everything in a whole year because Volumes 1, 2 and 3 came out a little while ago, but I only picked it up in 2019. Black Panther, which I thought was just going to be another generic Marvel origin film, was superb.
Yeah, not as good as everyone says it was.
Shut up.
It was good, but not as good as everyone says it was.
Right, I didn't make such a big thing of not liking one of your things. Can you not?
You did.
Ride
You made me
roughshod.
storm out of the room.
Okay.
You did.
And the Netflix movie, or the movie that came... Did it come out on Netflix? It did, didn't it? A Quiet Place.
No, that was theatrical.
Did it? Was it? Oh, whatever. Anyway, I thought A Quiet Place... Oh, I'm not sure if I'm going to like this. It's weird. Oh, it's going to be like a hokey B movie. Oh, I'll give it a go. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Completely surprised by it.
So what are you having then?
I think if I'm going to have to choose one of those things, I'm going to choose Descender. Just purely for the way it made me feel. And it didn't come out in 2019, but there are no rules. I'm an idiot, and I read it in 2018. So, what year is it? 2019, but it's 2018.
You can have it.
I'm going to have Descender.
Really?
Yeah.
You can have that. Oh, okay.
JB, what's yours?
So I just had 2. Just thought I'd keep it.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Simple. I like it.
Yeah.
Streamlined.
Yeah, that's right. I had Ready Player One and I had Solo.
Good.
Yeah. Now, but of those two, which is more a surprise for you?
Solo. I thought iconic character that I grew up with watching Star Wars. How are they going to make this work? I've got such big expectations, but at the same time, it could have been absolutely awful,
Yeah.
and it wasn't.
No,
No,
I didn't think
it was
either.
really enjoyable.
I
It was a really
absolutely
yeah.
loved it. I just liked the story. I liked the acting.
Yeah, he was good actually. He
Yeah.
was very good.
Who?
Yeah.
Who was?
Alden Ehrenreich.
Correct.
Thank you.
Well done.
You tried to get him.
I
Yeah.
did.
I knew
He's
it.
got it on his screen open, isn't he?
I haven't, but no.
Yeah, it was. I think it was beautiful. I thought it was just really, really good.
I'm so glad you said that. It is a good movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I watched that on my birthday, and it surprised the heck out of me.
Did we go and see it together?
No, I went to see it with my wife on my birthday. I had a day off on my birthday.
Where did I go and see it with then?
I don't know.
I think that was the first film I went and saw by myself.
Oh,
you went solo to solo. Ah.
I think we did that joke as well.
Did we? No, we
Yeah.
didn't. This is the first time.
No, it's definitely not. I'm going to go through the recordings.
Claiming it.
I don't know. I don't
Okay.
ever listen to our own pod.
No, me either. Try not to.
Shocking.
Yeah. So there you go. That's the biggest surprises of 2018 Nerdies Awards.
Yes,
Yes,
that's right. Yeah.
I like that you both said that in unison. Thank you. So the biggest disappointment. So I've got 2 on here again. I'm gonna.
I know
One
what
of
you're
these
gonna
is
go for.
hugely controversial to me.
I would agree with that, and I
Thank
think
you.
you're going to go with the second one.
Yeah, I am. So I had Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I had Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. Ant-Man and the Wasp was just fine, but I think I knew it was going to be just fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think I wanted it to be more, but I knew in my heart it was going to be just fine, and it
Mm-hmm.
was just fine.
I think you should watch it again.
Yeah, probably, but it was just fine. So I'm not going to have that one. Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, however,
It was awful.
should have been brilliant. It wasn't awful.
Prove it.
It was just...
A film.
It was 2 separate movies in one,
Mm-hmm.
and neither one of them was particularly amazing. And it's a Jurassic film. It should be...
So that is a disappointment in
Yes.
itself.
The
Yeah.
first one was brilliant.
What, Jurassic World or Jurassic Park?
Jurassic World.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
great
I thought
movie,
it was
yeah.
brilliant. When I watched it, I was like, yeah, this is cool. And then saw the trailer for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I was like, maybe. And then you came out of it. I was like, I'm not watching it.
I must admit, your review didn't exactly whip my skirt up and tell
That's
me
what I
why I
mean.
wanted to go and see it.
Like, I was entertained. I was certainly entertained by it, but it was
Dumb.
there were bits in it I was just like, yeah, it's not great. And then the actual sort of second half of it, which is its own movie in its own right, it's just like a horror slasher type movie, because there's this super intelligent dinosaur, and
The Indominus Rex.
no, the jump script was in the Indoraptor. It's the
Indoraptor. That's the
But
one.
there's even a one bit where it like fakes being asleep
What?
and then grins at the camera, and it's just those bits are the bits you go, you've jumped the shark, you really have.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a podcast to listen to. Listen to Jack and the Geeks Talk's review of Fallen Kingdom.
Yeah,
I think you'll get on well with it.
yeah, I think
They
I
didn't
will.
like it very much at all.
No.
So that was my biggest disappointment of 2018. You
Okay.
guys, Ben, what have you got?
Well, I've got two again, because you had two, so I thought, I'll have two. So I was massively disappointed that the comic book Doomsday Clock, which is a sequel to Watchmen / a rebirth
Thing.
for DC Comics, was being endlessly delayed. It's like 2 months between issues, and it's ridiculous. And I always forget what happened in the previous issue, so now I've got to reread that before I read the new issue, and it's a pain in my ass.
I'm not letting you have it because it's Gary Frank and Jeff Johns,
Johns.
so I'm not letting you have it.
Okay, fine. So my
Wow.
biggest disappointment was everyone raved about Annihilation. I watched it, and it was boring.
Oh man,
And it was
so
just the
far.
film.
It was so far from boring.
I think, okay,
I just want to ask that when they do the nominations for the Oscars and people are talking about it, do you think people have these conversations? You know,
Yeah.
do they get actors to come in and have talk about it? You know,
No, they've got
I don't
a,
know,
you have to be
I
a
can
member
just-
of the Academy to
Yeah,
vote.
they're
I can
cool,
imagine
yeah.
I'm going to go back in time. I don't know why Forrest Gump has just popped in my head. The film, just like, did you like what, a bloke running? No, boring as hell. Hated it. It's just a bloke running.
I think I would have liked Annihilation more if I saw it in a cinema rather than watching it on Netflix at
Yeah,
home.
maybe. Yeah, that's fair. But I think, I mean, it's your choice and you've got it. That's fine. But
Yeah,
I
damn
disagree wholeheartedly.
That's fine, and you have that right. Whereas I also have the right to say that I was disappointed.
But
by
it was.
just a film.
No,
mate.
it had so much in it. It had so much depth
Nah.
and so much
Nah.
sorrow and bleakness,
This is
and
why he did film studies.
it's about cancer and about what it is to exist and the choices we make and strong female characters and science fiction. It's fucking great.
Whoa!
Wow.
What,
Wow.
Did you kiss your mother with that mouth?
Oh my god.
Listen, it looked beautiful. All the strong female characters were great, but when they went inside the shimmer, it just became a run-of-the-mill sci-fi film for me. And yes, there are cancer allegories in it all over it, and it's one thing to one person and one thing to another person. But for me, I thought Alex Garland shit the bed. I'm sorry.
You don't know what you're talking
Tomato,
about.
tomato, boys.
Yeah.
Tomato, tomato.
James,
Absolutely.
what was your biggest disappointment?
Well, I'm just going to chuck in Deadpool 2 and just leave it like that.
Yeah.
Seriously, we loved that film when we went to see it.
But I was running through the films that I watched.
Okay.
And I think out of every film that I watched, I mean, I didn't know we could have TV shows. and
Yeah,
comics
you
and
can,
things,
yeah.
So I just chose the film. That I just think it was too much. I like the one-liners, but in the first one, the one-liners hit a lot more.
Right.
And the gore was a little bit more. I like the fact that the character is different to all the other Marvel characters. I do like it, but in terms of maybe what I was expecting, it compared to the other films I watched, it wasn't there.
What's that laughter test thing where if you laugh 6 times at something, then it passes it means it's funny?
Oh, I don't know.
This guy was laughing from the first minute to the last
No,
minute.
it wasn't. You laughed more than I did.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah,
I didn't
am.
even see it. Not interested.
No, it was. Don't get me wrong, it was funny.
Yeah.
But I'm just against everything else that I'd watched. That's the only one I could see. I
Yeah,
think.
it's fair.
It was dialed up to 12 this time.
Right, well, I'm
Yeah.
not interested in that, though.
No,
yeah.
no.
So now on to best thing. Now, I haven't listed anything on here. I just sent a link to Google's top movies of 2018.
Annihilation's on there. I disagree.
I'm gonna throw a curveball. I think I have decided, and you know, I think you can all agree that if I was to do this next week, I'd have a different feeling on what film or thing I'm choosing. But my favourite thing, my best thing of 2018, is the movie A Star Is Born.
I haven't seen it.
I
but
haven't
it's
seen
meant-
it either.
but apparently,
Yeah.
it's meant to be, and excuse my French, the shit.
It is the shit. It is.
But you mean that in a way that something is good?
Yes.
Just in
Yeah.
case there's anyone who
No,
misunderstands
that's when you're
It
from the
is
streets,
what
you
we're
know that.
saying.
It
Yeah.
is
Okay, good.
really good and really sad, and the music in it is brilliant, and the acting in it is brilliant, and it looks brilliant. And the more I think about it, the more I thoroughly enjoyed it, and enjoyed it in a very strange way because of how dark and sad it is.
Okay.
And it takes a real handbrake turn towards the end, and it's great, and I recommend everyone watch it because
I want to watch
it's,
it.
Yeah, I do as well.
I think it really is I think it is my best thing of 2018. I think it's. Don't expect a fun ride, but if you appreciate film,
It's a powerful film.
then you will enjoy it.
Okay.
And Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper in it are. There is not a moment where you are in any way questioning if they are actors. They're just playing. They are just who they are.
I keep on hearing the song. I can't remember what it's called.
Shallow.
Yes, it
Yeah.
starts off with Bradley Cooper and it's quite,
Yep.
you know, and then not Plinky Plonky, but guitar-y and
Yeah.
that sort of thing. And then she takes over and it just becomes a whole other thing.
Yeah, like
and
a
it's
massive ballad.
massive,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
love it.
So for anyone who hasn't seen, doesn't know that the very basic plot is that Bradley Cooper plays a fairly tired but incredibly successful country music star who is. He's not at the end of his career, but let's say he's in the autumnal period of his career.
Oh, very nice.
And Lady Gaga plays a character who is not having a music career at all. She sings in a transgender club and works in like a restaurant as a waitress.
Yep.
And then their worlds collide, and then things go on from there. That is the story. That is the basic plot. So these two very different worlds joined by music and a love for music, and then the love between them.
Very cool.
Yeah. So sorry to bring it down to a less nerdy and less funny conversation, but it is very good.
I don't think you can make, when you've got hard-hitting films like that really sort of touch you as a person, then you feel passionate about it, and I think that describes it perfectly, mate.
It really. I think about it. No, I think about it all the time. Since I've seen it, I think about it all the time, and I really enjoyed it, and I enjoy it more for having thought about it.
Yeah.
So, what did you guys think was the best thing of 2018?
This one, okay, so there's an obvious one here, which I'm not going to put in now because I'm going to put in one that's less obvious.
Okay,
But
it
Mission
was
Impossible Fallout was one of the best things
Touch me.
I have ever seen put on film. And I don't know if you've seen it
No,
or
not yet, no,
but I
yeah.
swear to God, if you don't like that film, we're done.
Well, to be fair, I have liked all the Mission Impossibles leading up to it, especially
Mission
the last two.
Impossible 2?
Yeah. Well,
If you like the last two Mission Impossible films, you will freaking
I
love
think
this.
I think this film dialed up Mission Impossible for me as well.
Yeah.
It just dialed it to another level. I mean, they're always enjoyable to watch.
yeah.
But I think you really touched on, for me, I mean, it's not my favourite thing.
That's
but,
fine.
But I will say I'm in complete agreement with you.
Yeah.
You learned a lot more about Ethan
Yeah.
as his character, and how the baddies were using that against him. And
yeah.
So, yeah, it was brilliant.
And for a film that is almost 4 or 5 long action scenes, the plot that's interwoven between those action scenes is really engaging. It's very good. And Henry Cavill's in it.
Oh, yeah.
And he reloads his arms and he's got a mustache and he's beautiful.
I think it's a triumph in its own right that the 6th film in a series can win your best thing of a year.
It's the best
I
thing.
mean, that's great, right?
The best thing.
Yeah.
I was so shocked by it. I tell you what, I would say it's the best action film I've seen.
Wow,
Well,
that is
ever.
high praise.
Ever.
I must watch it then.
Yeah,
You have to watch it.
I'd go and watch it with you again somewhere.
Yes.
Happily.
Now, I hope he listens to this podcast. My 17-year-old son refuses to watch this film or any Mission Impossible film.
Oh, really?
I know. I don't know what it is. He just doesn't want to watch Mission Impossible movies, and I'm gutted because he would love this film.
If you start with number 4, 4 is a good one to start on.
No, I'd argue 3.
I think 3 is a little bit. It's not as fun.
You're
4's
wrong.
got a fun factor to it.
Sure.
3 is quite dark. It opens with him in the chair.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, okay.
JB, what's your best thing of 2018 from the Nerdies Awards 2019?
I'm going to go for a TV show. I'm going to go for Bodyguard.
Oh, wow.
yes.
You loved that when it was on. Yeah, good shout.
I did love that.
Yeah.
I thought it was absolutely...
I missed it when it
Brilliant.
was on, but I caught it about a month later because we downloaded it all.
Just
amazing.
Just fantastically written. Loved the characters. I will say because it was so good all the way through it, like the last episode was a little bit sort of like, really? But it was still absolutely fantastic. You just kept on guessing week after week after week what's going on. I think it's this, and that's the whole point of a show, is to get people talking about it.
Yeah.
And then it becomes like, I'm talking about it. Oh, I don't see it. I'm going to watch it. And then you have those conversations. I just thought it was outstanding. Probably one of the best things that the BBC have ever produced.
It's a water cooler TV show, isn't it? That's what they call it. Because that means that at work you talk about it when you go to get a drink.
You never really knew where it was going to go next.
No.
And it constantly surprised me. So I thought it was great. Really, really strong. Good shout.
And Richard Madden won Best Actor in Drama TV Series in Golden Globes for it.
He did.
Did he really?
He did.
Yeah.
Good on him.
Yeah.
Good on him.
Good shout, JB. That's a good list I think we've got there.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Let's go with that.
Yeah. Now, what's the worst thing that happened in 2018?
Oh, okay.
Jessica Jones season 2.
I'd go along with that.
In fact, I'm not sure I'm allowed to have it in there because I only watched one episode of it, but it was bad.
I watched maybe 2 or 3 and it didn't get any better.
Right,
I just
cool.
stopped.
Yeah.
That was,
Yeah, I was not... I should have put it in my biggest disappointment because I loved the first season of it. The first season of Jessica Jones was some of the best TV I've ever seen. It was great.
Yes.
This episode, the first episode of
Not
season
so
2,
good.
was so bad, in my opinion. I know lots of people liked it. I'm sorry, everyone.
That's fine. It's fine.
Worst thing of 2018.
The worst thing for me...
You're not allowed this because this is like when you're in a job interview and what's your greatest weakness? Oh, I'm such a perfectionist. You're not allowed it. You're not allowed to turn a good thing into a bad thing.
The comic book that I love more than life itself, Invincible, ended in 2018.
Oh no!
Yeah, with
This
issue
is
144.
the show that I'm going to be able to watch on Amazon, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Yes.
Boom.
And they're making a movie of it.
It ended in a very amazing way, but I'm still not over the fact that it ended. And I'm forever disappointed that Kirkman didn't, like he always said, write this comic book forever. He didn't. He ended it, and it was a huge
You're right,
bad thing for me.
Okay.
You're right.
Okay.
I'm okay.
Yeah. He's all right. Yeah.
Oh, I go for it.
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed it. Yeah.
But hey, guess what?
What?
I'm putting it in.
Okay, fair enough.
Hey.
JB, what was your worst thing of 2018?
The worst thing was for me was that I wasted so much time and effort on Flash, Arrow, and DC Legends of Tomorrow, and I came to the realization too late. And that's like 3 hours of a week,
Oh,
and there's a lot of hours that I wasted.
yeah. Was it Jim Bob that finally put you over the edge? Because we asked our
Yeah,
audience.
he was just like, "Get out of there, man."
Yeah.
And I tapped out, and it was. I feel good for it.
Do you feel lighter?
I feel better, just as
Yeah.
a better individual, as a human being.
Yeah. I gave up on Arrow, I think, after season 3, 2, 3, no 3, I think, and Flash not long after.
Well, no, this was
the same
I
plot.
think the Flash was my first podcast, I believe.
It was, yeah, I
I
remember
believe
that.
my very first one. So
Yeah.
that was when it was. I think it was still new, and you could just kind of get used to the fact that I'm the fastest man, and then no, you're not.
Wasn't
And then-
it season 2, episode 1?
It was a season 2 review,
Season 2 review, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right, yes,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
it.
and
yeah.
I said if they mess up Flashpoint, I'm not coming back. And I watched the first episode of season 3.
And
As
they
far as I was concerned, they messed up Flashpoint, and I didn't go
Didn't
back.
they basically put Flashpoint into one episode, didn't they?
Yeah,
It was
more or less,
A massive
A
thing.
huge comic book event.
Yeah, massive. Huge.
So I just said no.
gargantuan.
I mean, we're still seeing the ramifications of Flashpoint in DC Comics now,
Yeah.
and it happened
Before Rebirth.
5-6 years ago.
No,
something
wasn't
like
it?
that.
Wasn't it the New 52?
Flashpoint led to the New 52.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was 2012.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
So, okay, fine, good choice for worst thing. Last category, the main award, best actor, actress, director, blah blah blah. Award in their eyes.
Whoa. I'll do it. Okay.
No, I haven't done it yet. I haven't had a go.
You have it. One breath. Do it.
Right, hang on. I just got to get my breathing.
Oh my god.
You know, it's like what are those deep sea divers? You know,
free divers.
Free divers. That's
Yeah,
right. Just clear my throat. Ready.
Hashtag pause.
Steady. And the main award, best actor or actress or director or writer or movie or comic or TV show or scene or page or TV show runner or comic book writer artist that achieved work that was critically and financially fine, therefore deserving of this award in our eyes. Please, gentlemen, tell me what you think. I haven't took a breath yet, but my voice is so high!
Well done, Jamie. Well done.
Hang on. Someone get me a paper bag.
I mean,
I'm hyperventilating.
You should start again because you messed up the bit where you went TV show
I
or...
did not. I came back. I managed to correct myself in the breath.
But you're supposed to do it right in one go.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's the first time I've ever done it.
Should we just say what the winners are?
Yeah, you
We
say
are.
what yours is.
We are.
Yeah. So I'm going back to my best thing. This award goes to Bradley Cooper because he wrote, directed, choreographed, wrote music for, starred in everything Star is Born, and he's brilliant, and he needs to win all of that at the Oscars.
Yeah, it's really surprising that at the Globes that the Star is Born didn't win that much.
I think it's because they're going to give him Oscars. I don't think they give out them to both.
Why?
I think that
if you're good, you should be good and get all the awards you like.
I agree, and there's some controversy there.
If that happened to me, I'd be fuming.
Who won the Golden Globe for the best
Bohemian
actor?
Rhapsody.
Yeah, it's Bohemian Rhapsody and Rami Malek. Yeah.
But the best actor was we just talked about it.
Well, Richard Madden for TV series, but
Yeah.
Rami Malek is for film.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
There's two different categories.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, and what's the best director? Who got that?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Unfortunately, Bradley Cooper couldn't be with us tonight, so the award will be given to Nate, who will give it to him the next time he sees
what's
him.
your acceptance speech?
Don't
do it. I'm only joking.
Yeah, I'm badass and you'll suck. So yeah.
Wow. There's some controversy. You definitely wouldn't be in a selfie with all the other friends there, would you?
No. Yeah, I think there is controversy about the awards ceremonies. I think sometimes they don't give them to one because they're going to give them to another.
Okay.
Which is not right.
No, not right at all.
But whatever.
It's like at the Oscars. If you're voted in two categories and you win in one, you're more than likely not going to win in another.
Yeah.
So, for example, I think one year George Clooney was nominated for Best Supporting Actor and Best Director, and he won for Best Supporting Actor. She's like, well, I'm not going to win for Best Director then, am I? And he didn't.
No.
So, there you go.
The director, if you're interested in the Golden Globes, was Alfonso Cuarón. I can never say that right.
Yeah.
For Roma, which is meant to be great, and none of us have watched it.
No,
God,
it's
It's meant to be amazing.
Do you know what? I've just remembered something. This is awful. I need to go back on my best thing.
Why?
Because I just remembered Sicario 2.
Oh, it was good.
And I don't want to know that wasn't in your list of Google that you sent me. It just popped into my head. I was like, that was awesome.
Sicario 2, Soldado.
Yeah.
It was good.
I think it's because he said Alfonso, and I was like, I remember this. Oh my God.
Sicario 2 was great.
It was great.
Yeah.
Why was it not in the list that you gave me?
You were so angry at yourself now, aren't you?
Oh my gosh.
So, are you revising your opinion?
Yes.
Or could you put it in as your main award?
Ooh.
Yeah, put it in your main award. Let Ben have the other one.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Let's
Ben,
do that.
What was your award?
Is this
for
because
the
we
best
chose
thing
the
ever?
same main award?
Main award for best, yes, all of that, etc., is Infinity War. I've got to get it in there somewhere. Infinity War was the ultimate payoff for 10 years of my life following the MCU, and it was just perfect. And they made a CGI character who is a bad guy who killed 3 main Marvel characters within the first 5 minutes, or killed 2 and defeated 1.
And you care about him.
And you care about him by the end of the film. You're like, what?
See, I would not normally be happy with you putting this in this category because I think this very happily sits in best thing. However, I think it sits nicely in this category because it's the culmination of the Marvel movies.
Yes.
So it's not just Infinity War, it's almost like the MCU.
Yes.
That's what it kind of
It wasn't the best action film I've seen this year because that was Mission Impossible Fallout.
Yeah.
But what it was the film that made me just crumble at bits, and it made me whoop at other bits. Like when Cap appears from behind the train, and the Avengers theme comes on, I was like, I went gooey. I went absolutely gooey.
What, graphic user interface?
Yes, he went to a graphic user interface.
I got such IT nerds.
I've got two things to say about Infinity War.
Yeah.
That one you're not going to like, and the other one you're going to disagree with.
Wow. Are we both going to fight you?
Yeah, Captain America didn't get enough to do, and therefore his storyline was weak.
No, that's true, but
he'll get loads more to do in Endgame.
That's because you like Captain America a lot.
Yeah, and he'll get more to do in Endgame.
Yeah.
Secondly, when Cap turns up and he makes you go gooey, it's nowhere near as good as when Thor turns up and just wipes the floor with everyone.
I disagree with Nate. I'm with you, Ben. Wholeheartedly. Not just because I've sided with him on other things and it's your turn now, but I agree.
It's the year of Ben and James, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it
2019.
is. Yeah.
The year of
bros with
Bames.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about this.
But I just want to say though, I just want to probably reiterate that the movie tied together everything very nicely, but then unleashed hell to find out what's going on next. Because none of us really know what's going on. We knew with Infinity War that it was going to tie it together.
Yes.
But we didn't know how it was. Now we're just kind of like we're ready for Captain Marvel to come and watch that and see the end credits trailers to see
where it goes into,
because that's something's going to happen there.
That's a really nice way of saying it, actually. You're right. I think if Infinity War brought everything together, an Endgame is going to break it all apart again to start something new.
It's going to start fresh.
Why are you not happy with me? Because I'm not giving you any praise today.
Because I said, that's it, you kicked the table, James.
Do I need to give you dog biscuits or something?
Yes, I'd love a dog biscuit actually, like Mel Gibson. And,
like Scooby Snacks. I've got to give you
Weapon 3? Whatever.
Leo gets. Do you need some Scooby Snacks?
No,
some
not
praise?
at all.
You like me right now? That's fine.
No, I love you right
whatever,
now.
Yeah, okay.
It's fine. It's just that I said Infinity War. You were like, it shouldn't go in there, and there were two reasons why.
No, I didn't. That's not what I said.
I said you said but James is right.
No, I said it shouldn't.
Play the tape back.
It shouldn't go in there because it's just a movie. But actually, your justification for it makes it absolutely fine for it to go in there.
Oh wow,
you're damn right.
So what I said was, you're fine.
Is this a proper argument via the pod?
Of course not. What's your thing?
Well, I'm going to just put it in there because it just popped into my head. Sicario 2.
Sonalo.
Yes, I thought that was immense. You told me to go and watch the first one. Obviously, I needed to see it before the second one.
Yeah.
And that was awesome. And this was another level of awesomeness.
Yes.
For me. Again, just the character building, the way how it was going. I just loved it. It was brilliant.
It was one of the most tense films I've seen at the cinema last year. And, you both have said that I fidget too much. And no one likes fidgets. When James gets tense in the cinema watching a film, he fidgets.
Do I?
Yeah, man. Because you were like, oh God, what's going to happen? You were wringing your hands.
Yes, I was.
And you were like rocking back and forth. And you were sweating.
I was.
And you leant over to me at one point, bloody hell, Ben, I'm sweating. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. But it was a great film.
It was even from that opening scene, wasn't it?
Oh God, yeah.
In the grocery store, and you're just kind of like, is this really happening? Is this really happening? I think I'm like in my head. I only talk to Ben, but then I remember that Ben doesn't like me to talk to him through movies, which I can completely understand. I think the first movie that we went and saw, he basically went, "Don't talk to me."
But you don't think that they'll do it? You don't think?
I'm just like, is this really going to happen? And it's the tension is insane.
And do you remember with the parachute scene when they were coming down?
Yes.
You're falling, and then suddenly they come into shot.
Yeah, and when they're going in covert and it's quiet and you're just not hearing anything, all you're hearing is like that scuffing of boots on sand. Or
Oh, what about the convoy going down through the Mexican?
You know something's coming. You're waiting for it, and you're like, is it? Oh my God!
And when it comes, it's all hell.
Yeah. Unleash hell.
Yeah. But the end when he gets the.
Yes.
I don't want to spoil anything for the listeners if they haven't heard it, but when he did the thing and he did the shot and the thing.
It's kind of I think that was the point. I was like, is it? And you were just like, and we were like, oh my God!
But it could have been.
Like
it felt like it could have been.
Yes. Also, to me, felt like it should have been.
And everyone listening that hasn't seen it is like, what are they talking about?
No. Everyone go and see it.
Okay, so that's the end of the Nerdies Awards 2019. What What a year it's been.
It has been a great year already.
Yeah.
And it's, what, January the 10th?
For 2018.
That was
maybe.
last year.
It was a great year for movies and TV shows last year.
And
Yeah,
comics.
I think, I think one of my New Year's resolutions is I need to get Netflix.
Yeah.
I need to do it because there's a lot of good stuff. I forget Polar.
Polar,
We saw a trailer for
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That looks the nuts.
Yeah. I'm one of my. I don't really have New Year's resolutions, but one of my things this year is I'm going to go to the cinema a lot more. So yeah, I'm going to see a lot more different movies. Vice is one of the ones I really want to see.
Oh, can I come, please?
Yes, you can. Yes.
Can Ben come as well?
Can I
No.
come? I'll
And
go with you then, James.
fine. Don't forget you still owe me popcorn
I do, a big bag of popcorn for some reason. I can't even remember what it is.
because you were wrong.
About
Okay.
what?
Everything.
Ben's never wrong. What are you talking about?
No, there was something in particular.
All right.
There was. I made a
I-
bet with you and I lost it almost immediately. I can't remember what it is, but yeah.
When I saw Spider-Verse, I got some trading cards. Did you get trading cards?
No?
I got Spider-Man, Miles Morales trading cards.
Oh.
I've got some doubles. You can have the spares if you
Yeah,
want.
I'll give them to the boys. Yeah,
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
So
Right,
I
should we-
guess I should say where people can find us.
Yeah, probably
On,
should.
Has it changed at all?
No.
Okay, cool.
Good. Okay. Although I think we need to we need to investigate Stitcher. That might be something that might need to sign up
What did you
for.
call me?
Stitcher.
What's
Anyway, I think it's a
Is it a
podcast.
knitting website?
Yes, definitely. Or it's a podcast website that is rivaling iTunes, and we're not on it.
Okay.
So anyway, we're not on Stitcher, but we are on iTunes. We're on Podbean, and we're on Spotify. Just search for Nerdschatting, or on Podbean, go to nerdschatting.podbean.com. Social media, you can get us at Nerdschatting on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. You can send us an email, nerdschatting@outlook.com. Send it the old-fashioned way. Nate will reply
I will.
when he can be bothered.
I honestly will. If you email nerdschatting@outlook.com, I will reply.
Yes.
Really?
A personalised reply. It will not be an automated one.
And it will say, stop emailing us.
Who the hell are you? How did you get this email address?
And I guess we'll be back next week.
We will be back next week. Yeah.
Excellent. Cool.
With a topic we have yet decided upon.
Yes, good.
Thanks for listening, everybody, and here's looking forward to a great 2019.
I agree.
For everyone.
Everyone
Yeah.
could.
Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.
Bye. Good pod.